let's switch gears.
Was that on purpose?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
In order to have a sound to alert people that now it's not about cosplay.
Okay. Switch gears entirely.
Yeah. You like religion, right?
Oh boy, I love talking about it.
You like talking about it. Why is that?
At least as far as Christianity goes, I like to think of myself as pretty well versed since it has been a big part of my life since birth. Not even kidding. Like I was in the crib with the Bible.
Literally?
Yeah, my mom put a Bible in there because osmosis or something.
Yeah.
Up until like last year, I've always went to church.
Mm-hmm.
And like my whole identity was
tied to that,
or at least it was tied to my identity, whether I liked it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's until recently that I was like, okay, I've had enough.
What? We kind of talked about this in the other one, but like
we did touch on it. Yeah.
What's the problem?
Hypocrisy. Okay, well, you have your sayings, right? What was it? Love
never fails.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be okay. I might be wrong.
I have a saying that I've started developing recently, and it's everything's better in theory. And religion happens to fall in that, especially Christianity.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with the doctrine. It's trying to, it's trying to say it's more like the people, the interpretation of the text, and the selectiveness of which rules are relevant and which are not. And the whole concept that if you break one of these rules, that is enough to condemn you to eternal damnation.
Yes.
Like that seems a bit extreme.
Religion is extreme.
Yes, it is. And it has to be, since it's supposed to govern your life and your afterlife.
Yeah. And everyone should be, because of what the religion says, should be a devout religious person.
I mean, if you're going to subscribe to it, you should subscribe to all of it. But at the same time, part of my beef is that not all of it is good. And a lot of it contradicts itself. And again, I'm talking exclusively Christianity. I don't really know much about other religions.
And I won't press you on that because of that. I know a little bit all around. As an atheist that doesn't like religion, I have to know exactly why all religions are equally bad.
That's fair.
But regarding Christianity, but generally most religions too, this applies. There's a problem with being a moderate.
Definitely.
Because it also explicitly tells you not to be. What does it say about being a moderate?
Oh God, there's some text about how if you have to be hot or cold, because I think there was a parable of like if you're lukewarm, you get spat out by God.
Yeah. Spat out into
hell.
The fires of hell.
Yes.
And so to be a moderate Christian, I've been told, is worse than being not Christian at all.
Is it worse than being a radical Christian?
It depends on what point of view you're looking at it from.
That sounds like a moderate answer to me.
I mean, if you're looking at it from the outside in,
moderate is definitely better.
Yeah, be a moderate.
However, if you're wanting to demonstrate how faithful you are, the more the better.
Mm-hmm. What are some examples that moderates aren't conforming to?
Good or bad?
Let's start with good.
Good. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay. Good things that moderates aren't really conforming to is that whole like completely selfless, a state of being where, oh my god,
cat problems.
Yeah, sorry, technical cat problems. I'm holding his toy because it makes noise. Okay, yeah, it's like, you're supposed to not be materialistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a major one. You're supposed to be very compassionate to the point where you will put other people in front of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, those are really good values to keep.
Yeah.
But, of course, like everything, it's always good in theory.
Yeah. And people choose not to.
Mm-hmm.
And by their own religious standards, is bad. And it tells them it's bad.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that conflict comes from like culture, in that America is materialistic and self-centered. And so having a tendency to be materialistic and self-centered because you've been taught to be, it's hard to disregard, or it's hard to remember that the Bible tells you to do otherwise.
It's interesting that you brought up, like, how it affects, the religion affects, like, people culturally too,
Mm-hmm.
or like how they interpret the text, or how to follow it based on where they are, where they live. Because I actually went to a Korean church, several of them, growing up too, and there is a pretty big difference between like an American church and specifically Korean church.
Yeah.
In the whole, like, in Korean culture, it's very communal.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, here in America, it's very self-centered.
Mm-hmm.
And you get shamed two different ways.
Yeah.
In the Korean church, you get shamed for not giving as much.
Yeah.
And, like, it became a competition of who could give more.
Yeah.
And, like, the more you give, the better you are in your standing socially and, like, supposedly your faith.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in like an American church, it's like, how little can I get away with? Like, how little can I get away with and not have it ruin my reputation?
Yeah. It does seem like in order to be a moderate Christian, you have to sort of look at it like in a very legalistic sense. And so, what are the qualifications that I need to be meeting? Am I meeting these qualifications? What is the minimum amount that I can do to meet these qualifications? Cool, I am saved. I have to do no more than this, and that's it.
Hallelujah.
I'm good. But yes, I have seen the other extreme in the Catholic Church as well, that it does have a lot of pressure on giving, and whenever they start preaching on giving, you really know that they've hit a dry spell or something.
Give what you can.
Because really, you should be giving 10%. That's what tithe means.
Yes.
So if you're especially wealthy, you should also be giving 10% of that to the church. That church. No.
No other church, though.
Yeah. Your church. The one that your pastor is preaching you at to
Yeah.
tithe. Because they know what to do with it.
Yes, of course. And in no way do they go on vacations with that money.
Mm-hmm. You friends with Joel Osteen?
No, but I know some people who look to him as inspiration.
Oh, man.
So many cans of worms in here. Which one do we open up first?
Do you want to open up that one, or do you want to like move to the bad stuff that people don't follow?
Let's we can open that one. Bad stuff. Wait, hold on. Bad stuff people don't follow, or
Yes, bad stuff that's in the Bible that people
Okay.
don't actually do.
well, yes, slavery is a-okay in the Bible. Raping women. However, there is a distinction. If you rape a woman who is betrothed to another man, you must pay the death penalty. Like, you die.
Oh,
However, if you rape a woman who isn't betrothed to a man,
you have to marry her.
you have to marry her, and all you have to do is give her father like 200 shekels of silver, something like that,
It like specified
Yeah.
the amount.
on the mount.
Oh, cool.
Because apparently, of course, this is interpreting text, which a lot of people do anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Mhm.
Like, it's not about the rape.
Mhm.
It's about violating another man's property.
Hmm.
Because she was betrothed to another man.
Mhm.
And if you rape her, that's super bad.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that apply to a woman who isn't betrothed?
Mhm. Well, you are supposed to be responsible for your actions, and if she is raped, then she will be shunned by society. And so you're actually protecting her by marrying her because
She's used goods now?
Yeah, she has used goods now. And so by marrying her, you are now taking responsibility
For your
used
actions.
goods. Yes.
Which, in your opinion, is that justification for raping a person?
No. Nor is it justification for marrying someone who raped you.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's all right, we'll fix that. No, it's not a fix. But it's okay by the Bible. And in fact, one of the stories is the Benjaminites ran out of women to marry within their tribe. So they're like, hey, we need some wives. They got the okay to go kidnap other women to take as wives. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
But the lesson to be taken is that there are consequences to your actions, and you have to take responsibility for those actions.
Whether they're fair or not, that's up to...
Yeah, but you do have to take responsibility. And if you take that interpretation, cool, that makes sense. But does it explicitly say that you do have to marry the woman and then pay her father a certain amount?
Yes.
Okay.
Like that is in the Bible.
Okay. There's actually just one of the books of the Bible that I remember that is just explicitly morally abhorrent is Deuteronomy.
The book of rules.
Because they just go through and kill towns. Because God told you to.
God
obviously.
told him to. That's a lot of justification for a lot of wars in history.
Going back to divine command theory, obviously, but yeah. What's some other stuff that people don't do that the Bible says to do?
Let's see. There's a lot of picking and choosing which rules are relevant, which ones aren't. And one of the popular arguments is that the Bible says you can't eat. Well, the Bible says homosexuality is bad in the sense that a man can't lay with another man. But in the same book, it's Deuteronomy, it says you can't eat seafood or a myriad of other foods.
Yes.
Which the argument is, for both sides, when it comes to you can't eat these certain foods, people will quote New Testament. Can't remember the book, but you guys will know. When God talks to Peter and tells him to go preach to the Gentiles, and he's like, "Hey, you only want me to preach to Jews." And he's like, God sends a vision of a bunch of animals on a blanket and like, "Hey, eat this meat." He's like, "Oh no, some of these are unclean." He's like, "I told you to, and everything I made is not really unclean. Like if I tell you to, it's fine." And so it was supposed to be, a metaphor for, "Hey, go preach to the Gentiles."
Oh, okay.
So people use that and be like, "Hey, God basically told us it's fine."
So he changed his mind?
That's another thing I was going to bring up. We'll open that can of worms later, because that's actually one of the first questions I thought of that made me really doubt, and like no one was able to really answer. And then the argument for the text on homosexuality is that lots of things are lost in interpretation and translation, and so one of the arguments for the exception to homosexuality is that the text is "man shall not lay with other man like a woman," and it could be interpreted as "do not treat a man like you would treat a woman. If you're going to sleep with him like a man." So there's arguments on both sides on that.
One that I do remember actually on that one specifically, abomination is the term.
Yes.
So
it's actually Tova.
Nice. So homosexuality is an abomination, and so is shellfish. Being selfish is also an abomination, I'm sure. But so is shellfish, so is working on the Sabbath, so is having sex with your wife on her menstrual cycle.
Yep.
Not on her menstrual, on her period. Wow. So all of these things are abomination and are equally treated. The one that I have seen or heard was that it was referring to like the male prostitutes that they would have in that time, who were like, that's exactly what they were. They were just like these male prostitutes that would like dress sort of like women in order to, be prostitutes. And so that was considered abomination. But something that was around a lot at the time was also pederasty. Do you know about pederasty?
Explain to our audiences, and I'll listen.
Pederasty is whenever a older man takes on a younger student, and is their like guardian, basically.
Okay.
And so they would basically own this kid. They would teach them everything that they know, but they would also have them for sexual favors, and so they could just.
The Greeks did that.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. And so pederasty was a thing. I can't remember if it specifically said that pederasty was wrong, but it was actually not referring to that. It was referring to the male prostitutes at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Fun.
Yeah, it's translations and.
Yes. What is the price of abomination?
Apparently hell.
Okay. Is there any like real world consequence that we have to do? Someone
would argue that AIDS is the consequence to homosexuality.
Fair enough.
Maybe. You don't get it just because you're gay.
No, you get it for having blood.
We're all screwed.
If you have blood, you can get AIDS.
But I'm pretty sure they traced it back to having sex with monkeys.
Yeah, ape something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Another thing regarding homosexuality was that a lot of people say that Jesus never mentioned homosexuality.
Mm-hmm. He didn't.
But Paul did.
Paul did, yes.
What did Paul say on homosexuality?
In one of his letters he was writing to the churches, he had touched upon how men were lying with men and women were starting to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like that is another popular verse in regards to why homosexuality is bad.
Mm-hmm.
However, he was also writing to a bunch of churches who are in countries or cities that had a lot of issues with like sexual perversions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a line between like, is it bad because it's gay or is it bad because you guys were like participating in orgies
Mm-hmm.
and like it's not monogamous at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That and homosexuality wasn't a word. So you couldn't have said homosexuality specifically
Yeah, just
because it wasn't a word then.
no, it was men on men.
You might have said something else.
Yeah. But we don't speak Hebrew.
Yes. Did Paul write in Hebrew?
I don't know. He might have written in. That's a good question.
I think it. No, Matthew wrote in Greek. I don't know.
It wasn't in English, so we don't have a direct translation.
Yes, but the King James version.
Oh boy. Oh boy. The nicely edited one.
Yeah. Although the Catholic version, the NAB version, I think is a little bit more direct to the original translation. I think that's what I've read, but I don't remember.
There's a lot of words in there that can't be accurately substituted.
Yes.
So that's where we run into a lot of trouble.
That is a lot of trouble. With some stuff that has sort of come to light for you because of the translation.
Well, let's see. Well, homosexuality was a really big one.
Mm-hmm.
After I read some articles about how it's
Mm-hmm.
like it has different meanings.
Yeah.
Like it could be interpreted differently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about direct translations, but I did have some revelations and some questions after realizing that it's not, the Bible is not completely flawless,
Mm-hmm.
that they actually cut away a lot of text
Mm-hmm.
that would otherwise be just as viable as what we do have in the Bible. Like who put all of this together?
Yeah.
Who got to decide this doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, these do?
Mm-hmm.
And that's same idea with like which rules apply, which rules don't apply.
Yeah.
Going back on the homosexuality thing though, one of my realizations is that out of all the sins to commit in your life, if you had to narrow down all the sins that you had in your life and pick only one,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you present when you're judged,
Mm-hmm.
which sin would you pick?
Hmm.
I would pick homosexuality because what gentler sin is there than to love someone you're not supposed to?
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Like that's one of the only ones in there that like it doesn't hurt anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you're thinking about like sexual perversions, like there's being gay and then there's being, I don't know, lustful of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do like that. I like that a lot. Hence, like, why love is
Mm-hmm.
so important to me. Contradictions.
Oh boy. Okay, let's start off with the big one that led me to start really questioning everything. The more popular text to quote is the New Testament, because it preaches all about love and caring and being a good person. Old Testament is if you want to scare people into hellfire. And and God gave his people two different sets of commands. One in the form of the Ten Commandments and like everything else in Deuteronomy, all the fun laws. And then in the New Testament, it's whittled down to only two. It's love God and love your neighbor as yourself. At what if God is supposed to be Alpha, Omega, unchanging, all-powerful, omnipotent, like all that, like he's perfect. Perfection doesn't need to change, does it?
No.
Because it's everything in that package. It's perfect. So why did his commands change from the 10 Commandments of like don't do this, don't do that? One of the big ones that contradicts the new golden rule is an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. That basic one. But in the New Testament, Jesus said, turn the other cheek. Why would he need to change this? Why would we need new rules if he's perfect? Which the argument is, people change. And so he made rules for that time, and now he made new rules for this time. And it's like, okay, it's been a hot minute since our last rule change. Why haven't the rules changed now? Like, if he's perfect, he would know a rule that should be universal for us to follow. Would have to have a change. Anyway.
Yeah. One of my breaking point questions was, does God want?
He is jealous, apparently.
Yes. And it says so. But having a want means having desire, means
you're not fulfilled.
So what omnipotence requires is not those things. And if God is those things and it says so, then why does God want? So it's interesting to try to analyze that because it kind of goes outside of the Bible, obviously. But if we're using the Bible as evidence, it contradicts itself in that way where either God is omnipotent and he needs nothing, but he also wants.
God is an alien, a superior being.
That's some hypotheses that I've heard.
Not surprising.
God is a fourth dimensional being free of time that can manipulate our universe.
Ooh. I mean, it's probably just as valid.
But yeah. Other contradictions. Sorry.
Let's see. So we've covered slavery, we covered rape, we covered having rules that you have to change. So people quote the basis for a sanctified marriage is one man, one woman. But it was A-okay for many of the biblical figures to have multiple wives.
Yeah.
So that's another argument against gays ruining the sanctity of marriage. It's like it was never really sanctified in that sense to begin with. There was multiple wives or concubines, and God didn't punish anyone for that. He did punish David at one point because he was like, but that wasn't like having multiple wives. That was
It was because he didn't build that church.
Oh no, it was he was ogling another man's wife, and then he killed that guy indirectly, and he's like, she's mine now.
Yeah. He also didn't build that church.
He didn't get to do that. His son, though, who, Solomon the Wise, he got to build that church, and he also got to go on like this this bender, basically, where he's like, I'm so smart, I'm gonna try find meaning in everything, and so he gets multiple wives. He accumulates wealth, and he like basically goes down different paths of immorality, quote unquote, and he's like, nothing has meaning, and that's how he wrote
Song of Solomon?
No, the one after that, Ecclesiastes.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like, he's basically looking for like the meaning of life outside of God a little, and then he comes back and says nothing's better than God.
Okay. So, is Solomon saved?
I guess we'll never know, but we revere him as he is. Yeah, as far as contradicting Bible verses, like there are a lot of small things that aren't really brought up because it's deemed unimportant, but those are like the major ones I can think of off the top of my head at least.
What else you got in there?
Then it's like just moving on to interpretation in the church and what they deem as, important. And that's where the hypocrisy really comes from. Yeah. And what I have the most problem with.
So Joel Osteen.
So a church for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like. I can understand like churches relying on its members to fund it, but then we have like mega millionaires, mega churches, and stuff like that are obviously out of control and not using their money exactly how they said they're supposed to, or how it was even dictated in the Bible. Joel Osteen is a really prominent figure in that. And again, it's not like all churches do this, but like obviously, and especially in a capitalistic society, like people are kind of bending those rules for themselves. One of the major things, and as I previously mentioned, like especially in the Korean church, where like giving, how much you give, is directly related to how high your social standing is. I'm not. No, this kind of applies to American churches too, but like financial blessings. The church I just recently came out of, which has been accused of being a cult before, it was dropped in like 2011 or something like that, on the premise that the leader, the founder, would change it up a bit because he was accused of heresy. One of his claims was that like after 2,000 years, the original gospel has finally been recovered, and that's what this church is founded on. Everything else is a lie.
Okay.
So like the board of other Christian churches are like, you can't do that. You can't. Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll change, and then he didn't. Anyway, so one of the things that was preached there is like, the better you are as a person, the more blessings you will get. So obviously the correlation is the better you are financially, obviously you're a better Christian. Yeah. And it's like, well, what about people who are obviously not Christians doing hella well? And they'll quote the Bible and be like, well, in the Bible it says that, bad people will thrive, but in the end they'll go to hell and they'll get their just desserts. But it's like, okay, so how do you separate like the supposed Christians who are really rich from the Christians who are earning all the wealth? there's not really a good way to do that.
Yeah.
And so, in addition to that, if you do well financially, you get better standing. If you do bad, obviously you're not being a very good Christian.
Yeah.
Or else God wouldn't do all this to you. Until it happens to you, it's very easy to judge. And when it happens to you, you're like, oh, well, this is just a stumbling block that I have to get over. God is testing me, and then I'll pass, and then it'll get better. Like, don't judge me based on this. But I will judge other people based on this.
Yeah.
And so it's just infuriating because, like, the advice that people give to others who are struggling, it's like, well, maybe you should pray more. Maybe you should essentially be a better Christian.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, that's not your business.
Yeah.
And then I've seen this in the American church too. Part of that is, and one of my pet peeves, the whole thing is my pet peeve, at least with like the whole blessing, or wealth is a blessing from God. And I actually tweeted this. If wealth is a blessing from God, like that's what people say up until they're asked to give that wealth away.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it's like, I earned it. Like if you work hard, you can earn it too. I'm not going to give away stuff to people who just want handouts.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you didn't earn it to begin with because it was God's blessing, God's generous, blessing that you didn't deserve, it was from his grace or whatever, you shouldn't feel bad about sharing it. In fact, you should share it.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's the obvious hypocrisy and like, hey, I'm a good person up until I'm asked to do something like to actually show it.
Yes.
However.
However.
Oh, okay.
It does say that at least Protestant churches do say that you are not saved by works. You are saved by faith and faith alone. And so if you decide to devote your life to Christ and you give him your soul, you're saved. Because that's what it says. John 3:16. That's a fun Bible. But a lot of churches make it very clear that it's not by works, but it's by faith and faith alone. Faith alone. They're very, very like animate about that.
Yeah.
And then it starts becoming the circular logic about, well, if you are truly faithful, you would be doing these good things.
It would come with the faith.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard that too.
And so it's like, so you do have to do works in order to be saved. But no, you're saved by faith alone. You don't have to do works.
Yep.
But the faith does need, like, if you're actually faithful,
you'll do it anyway.
Yeah. And then we'll just continue running that circle. There's
a lot of, You gotta love it. And if you don't see the logic in something or something doesn't make sense, have faith.
Yes. Yes.
It'll all work out. It doesn't have to make sense. Which here's another one. Another contradiction, actually. It's that whole blind faith where like it doesn't make sense, but have faith in God. And you are given God's word through your preachers, your pastors, your reverends, whatnot, because they can interpret it for you to understand.
Yeah.
That's what the whole sermon preaching stuff is. However, you're supposed to be on the lookout for false prophets and false teachers. So you can't trust everything. But if you don't trust everything, you don't have faith.
Okay.
Like, that was another thing that I was like, how do you do this?
I guess you could like step outside that circle and just have faith
in everything.
Yeah.
And just believe everything left and right. But it specifically tells you not to follow and be led astray.
No, just about that topic itself.
Oh, just about that topic.
I don't know if I should have faith or be led astray. So I will just have faith that problem will be solved.
But it has to be applied. Who do you listen to?
You have faith.
Have faith in whoever tells you to have faith.
Yes. I'm not. So a lot of people say that like atheists are angry at God.
How can they? They don't think God exists.
And a lot of atheists are angry at God. I never became irreligious out of anger. And that's something that I want other people to feel too. I'm never going to discourage someone from being welcomed into a community that makes you a better person. If it does make you a better person, please do so. Continue to be a good person in the way that you would strive to be, in the way that it tells you to be. But I'm not angry at God. I left religion because I felt it didn't love enough.
That's good.
And so I wanted to love more. Given the things that you have stated in the Bible, that do promote this sort of hatred or this sort of, in some cases, just not caring or judging other people or whatever it is, love more. I know it does say, like, to love your neighbor. And then it says some other things. Love even more. Because even it says that that's the most important thing. Well, not the most important thing. You gotta love God. But love your neighbor. And so this tirade on religion, I don't want to be taken as an angry sort of yelling at God.
No.
More that things should be better. People should behave better. People should make decisions better. Either based on their religion or not. Everyone wants things to be better.
Definitely.
So don't hurt people while you're at it. If you feel bad about something, think about why. Yeah, love more.
For those of you out there who don't subscribe to any religion, like Santiago said, any God-hating atheists, like, never take religion away from a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's not entirely bad. If religion makes you a better person because you have guidelines, like, by all means, like, keep that religion. I would never tell anyone to not be, a Christian, especially if they need that comfort, if they need that guidance to, live a better, happier life.
Yeah.
However, what I do like to do or want to do more is show them the entirety, both sides, good and bad. Like, this is the religion you want or you're subscribing to. Like, you need to know that it's not just, it's, the entirety of Christianity is just loving, and it should be. It'd be nice if it was, but there are bad sides to it.
Yeah.
And so, I think about, those atheists who will tear it down, especially to people who desperately cling to it.
Yes.
Whether it be, losing a family member, or like that's a moral code they need in order to function better.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of really nice Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know a lot of Christians who, because of the Bible, think that some things are A-okay even though they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's very subjective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would never encourage anyone to tear down someone else's religion just because they hate it.
Yeah. I don't like doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being that person. I try not to be.
They're assholes.
Yeah.
Is this PG?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay.
Because I follow my three things. Given the very reasons that you state that you don't like religion or religious people out of hypocrisy or out of, doing bad things that it says that you can. I'd rather be better. And it's not that I think that I'm better than religious people. I just want to be better.
And if that helps you by taking a step out of religion.
Yeah. Love more. But yeah, I try to follow my philosophy radically to where I try my best to not be a hypocrite to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so to myself, I hold myself to these laws even harder, perhaps because I don't believe in a God. There is no greater authority. I'm the authority on myself, and so I have to do these things. And so I try to love more. Yeah, do good in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. Something is like entirely unrelated, but
why not?
the question that I normally ask people on their second podcast or their third.
In this case.
What is it that you have been watching, listening to, or what's another medium? Eating? I don't know. Like music-wise or podcast-wise or media you have been consuming.
God, it's all the trash.
That you think other people should because you think it's good.
Let's see. Well, it's been a few weeks, but Gorillaz dropped a new album, Humans, after like so much time having disbanded. Yeah, it's pretty good. As far as actual stuff to recommend, I'd recommend reading something you are opposed to.
Yeah.
Something that you normally wouldn't. In the case of any Islamophobes, try reading the Quran. Just so you know why you hate it. Because most of hate is born from ignorance.
Yes.
So that's my advice, because the other thing is, like, I've been watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on repeat, so
yeah.
Would not recommend if you want an educational experience.
Well, either way. Enjoy things.
Yeah.
Enjoy whatever you want. But I appreciate people's opinions, and so that's why I asked that question. For a third time, Sally, where can we find your things?
Oh boy. Okay, so you can find my Instagram. It's Van Dever, also on Facebook. My personal Instagram is of Cedar and Cloves, with periods in between. That's if you want aesthetic stuff. And if you want to hear more controversial statements about biblical things, follow my Twitter. It's Tova Shrimp, TOEVAH_shrimp, where I pull out a lot of saltiness about the Bible, very minor things. They come with scripture quotes, and it sometimes gets political.
Yay! But it's kind of a long form version, or this is kind of a long form version of what that Twitter is.
Yeah, this is a more articulate, not character restricted version of my Twitter.
And you can find me on my website, SantiagoRamones.com. I make music, and I also do this podcast, which you can let me know that you are listening to, and you can let me know that you enjoy it, or you can let me know that you don't enjoy it. Just let me know, really. But you can find all my things there on my website, SantiagoRamones.com. And I always end my podcasts with my 3 things. Love never fails. It's going to be okay. I might be wrong.